Hello. Hi, likable paper. I'm still just getting everything set up and going. Give me just a minute here. I get all my windows nice and neat and tidy before we get started. And put on some music. What am I going to listen to? Maybe some Queens of the Stone Age. This is always a bring your own music kind of stream, so indulge however you want. All right, let me get the screen going. Hello. And my pen. And see where I was. Yesterday we were not looking at this. We were looking at something entirely different. Hi, Lethal Jelly Bean. How's it going? We were working on this strawberry. And I learned a lot yesterday from the people hanging out. And we're going to try to use some of what we learned yesterday today to clean this up. For instance, I got some brushes that were recommended, and I decided to send these little strawberry seeds to a farm upstate where they can be happy in some other render that is not this one, because I think this is going to be agony to clean up. So no more of that. So this other scene was a little test that I did off of stream last night, where I was like, okay, what are we doing with these seeds? Let's make a little collection. If you've done the donut tutorial, you know what this is. This is just instancing the strawberry, or instancing the seeds across the surface of the strawberry with geometry nodes. There's nothing fancy or different from the classic donut tutorial to this one. So we're just going to have this up on the other screen while I copy along, because while I think geometry nodes are really cool, I can never remember which one goes where, or why, or how the magic actually makes sense for people that can think in that way. I'm not quite there yet. We're getting there slowly. One massive tool of understanding at a time. Like one thing at a time. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to send a little post out to my friends. Hold on. Before I really lay into this. And I'm gonna post. Bam. And I'm gonna post. That's done. All right, big sip of tea while I think. Now, let's get a collection going. We'll start with making a seed. Not like that. Yeah. Should we do a round cube? I just use a round cube for everything, I think. Maybe we can just make it a plane. Okay. Not that. That. And let's split it up a little bit. Not that way. This way more so. And I'm going to put the proportional editing on and start scaling things in until they start to look like a seed. Should I have just added a circle? You know what? Let's try it. Throw that thing in a circle. GX. I can't see anything. Okay, and just fill this. Grid fill it. Ta-da! And let's see, what else do I want to do? Let's just take the top part, scale it in on the X. Until we get a little teardroppy. That's a little bit. It's a little bit there. And just point out that tip a little bit more. And what else can we do? We can do a solidify. Nope, not that. Boop. And a subdivision. Wink. And thicken it up a little bit. Can I just go where I can see for a second? There we go. Is that good enough for me? I suppose. And maybe that's more geometry than I need. Like, if our leaves are this low poly, ain't nobody looking at this seed that closely. I should not be this much poly going on. So we'll just do the solidify. And what else do I want to do? I'm going to thicken it. And the top and bottoms here. And maybe a little loop around here that we can just scale out for a little bit more roundness. Seems about right. Is this the ideal way of doing this? Because it doesn't seem like it. What if I just grab a little bit more? Nope. It might be the base shape that I'm really not happy with. Start over. I'll just do what I did before, really. Oh, not that way. X. There we are. A little bit seed-like, I guess. There we are. And same story, solidify. Oh, because I'm in edit mode. Is that what it is? Fine. Shift Z. Just want to scale out. It feels a bit cleaner this way, doesn't it? It feels cleaner to me. Only... Oh, because I'm below the grid. I was like, why is it not actually got an edge loop in the center for me to grab on? Oh, because there's not one. There we go, just fattened it up a little bit. Seems a bit better to me. A little bit more seed-like. Okay, let's get a few of these going. And before I get too far, I'm just going to go ahead and make a little collection. Seeds. Oop. Nope, not like that. Why? This one will be a little longer. And what else can I do to make some variety? And a couple of little narrow dudes. Okay. And I'm going to make sure their scales are good to go. Now, let me get my little totally not a cheat sheet up and going. And get our geometry nodes. Oh, there you are. Here we go. And oh my goodness, that screen is entirely too small for me to see anything. Instance on points. Boop. And it's going to be from a collection. Boink. Bonk. Bonk. I'll do it later. What else we got? This is going to go into points and then into thing, right? Nope. Oh, that's what it is. Hold on. Join. Geometry. Aha. There. And then in the instance, and this is going to be the seeds, and Y is not happy. Collection info. Bonk. Okay. Okay, we're on to something. We're getting there. What else did the magic man on the YouTube say? He said to distribute points on faces. He sure did. Distribute points on faces. I'm not going to say his name. You know who I'm talking about if you tried to look up a Blender tutorial and just has some thoughts on AI that I don't agree with. So, while the information is useful, you're going to have to look up that tutorial on your own. Rotate rotation. Why not rotate the rotation? Blink. And there we go. And rotation into a rotation. Woohoo! Now that's trippy. Cool. I'm sure there's a use case for that. And we want a random value. Bloop. That we're going to rotate it by. And yeah, the density factor gave it a named attribute. Bonk. Plug in city. And once everything's hooked up, we'll do some weight painting. And I think everything is hooked up. No, that's not, that doesn't matter anymore. Da, 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 da. Okay, let me see if what I'm waiting on here is related to this. So, jumping over to weight paint, all I'm gonna do is scribble the weights on maybe a little bit more radius. I should be seeing some berries, not berries, seeds show up, but I'm sure I skipped a thing somewhere. I'll get to it in a second. But I know I'm going to need this part done anyway, so let's just go ahead and get it done. This better be the most delicious strawberry I've ever had in my life, as we have put in the work. Okay. Now where'd I goof at? Something to do with these? Nope, but they're ticked on in my little guide here. Aha, that's it. Poisson disc. Poisson. Well, it doesn't seem to be looking at my weight paint. But okay. Oh, wait. Weight paint was a vertex group that we didn't name. That's why it was that. See, now it's there and it's looking at our weight paints. So let's fix the orientation of a few things. Hey, Defiant. Ah, yes, my favorite show. Chill alt girl sculpts a digital strawberry. What are we, like 4 or 5 episodes into this season? Maybe next season we'll sculpt a pear or an apple. Something without so many dang seeds. Not that one. That one? Nope. Okay. That one. Okay, we're getting there. I do love torturing myself. You play Helldivers at the highest difficulty. I played Helldivers a long time ago, but I was playing it with like the difficulty on normal and could not fight bots. The the robo dudes just destroyed me. So I don't know how you do highest difficulty. I could not. I was okay. I was playing just post Malevelon Creek era, that legendary order that didn't work out. If that clarifies what their how difficult it was to deal with bots at the time. I respect the difficulty of that game though. Like they've really gone for a sense of like actually being on the battlefield feel. So while some of like the game's lore is like, yeah, it's comical, it actually has real reactions to things like electricity and weather, and the weather actually has a real effect on how this battle is going to play out and stuff. It's not just ambiance. What am I trying to figure out here? Why my seeds are poking up and out of the thing. They should be laying against it a little bit better. Where's the rotation things? Rotation? I don't know. I feel like I had more control over this before. Random value has more to it. And it is a vector. Yes. Okay. Okay. Boink. Now we can mess with that. I'm trying to remember what it was. What does what here? Nope. Also no. Closer? Maybe? Why? Why? That's fine, I guess. These are just not the axis I was kind of hoping for. Some of them just have their sides hanging out too far. What, you mean like this? You pick up a strawberry and the seeds start doing this? I don't think Father Pedro can fix that one. You gotta send that one straight to Jesus. I just want them to be a bit more flush against the face. Which it seems that they do in some cases. Shaders make my brain hurt. Okay. I mean, well, our science can't tell me why it's doing that, so I'm gonna let Father Pedro have a crack and explain it. Okay. I maybe you know what? Some of the seeds in my reference image over here are also kind of all over the place. So I'm just going to correct a few other things while I let that be, and we'll come back to full A scale. That's about strawberry seed size, right? Okay, let's get that density up there. More seeds. Oh, that's probably what I should have been doing instead of all of this. Now it just looks like a hamburger bun and sesame seeds. What if our seeds were perfectly rounded, right? Then I wouldn't have to figure out why they're not laying flat against the thing, right? Like, you're not seeing any of the strawberry seeds from the side anyway. It would also make it look less like you sprinkled nuts on your strawberry. Yeah, let's not sprinkle nuts on the strawberry. Unless we're making a parfait or something. It's a little better maybe. No, unless it's like perfectly round. And even then, once the tip is pointing outwards, it's kind of over. The illusion is over. I don't think that's going to fix it. I've got to actually figure out why it's not laying correctly. Mm-hmm. Maybe the trick really is just hiding in these values. It's so weird. The last place I lived at, I couldn't even watch a Twitch stream without my internet crapping all the way out, and now I'm watching you do this and downloading a 23 gigabyte game at the same time. Instead of that taking like a 3 solid nights to finish, it's going to be like 10 minutes. Yeah, the world of tech has changed. Yeah. Glass fiber connections are so good. Yeah. I'm glad, man. I got an internet upgrade that actually lets us not have to worry about every ounce of something that we download. And that definitely changed the game on, like, I used to like force, I would not remove games even though my computer was slowing down because I did not want to have to re-download them later. Because I was like, that's like 40 gigs of our monthly internet. We can't be doing that. It's precious gigs. What if I want to watch a YouTube video? How else do I fix this? Maybe just mess with the seed a little bit. And I guess the density. I want to make sure the seeds never touch. Some of these clusters are a little tight. Okay, here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to reduce some of the weights in a couple of areas that it's too densely packed on, and that should do it, I think. And what if your friend suddenly wants to play another round of that? Yeah. Can't have them waiting 10 hours for it to install again. Yeah, they are going a little too high up on the strawberry. Let me bring my reference images back up. I don't think I need this little cheat sheet anymore, so that's going away. Yeah, they don't really go that high up on the strawberry. Get more of them pointing up. There, you're kind of pointing upwards a little bit better. Okay. Weight paint. And see, there's not even any weight where you are. How? Never mind. Get out of here. Little strays. Nope. Nope. Fine, all the way off. There. Get out of here. Get out of here. Nope. Nope. Just removing individual strawberry seeds. I'm like, no. What? Wait. I just want the top one. I want it. Okay. Maybe I can get the little one back. Nope. Logic? None. Wait. A strictly botanical definition. A strawberry isn't a fruit, it's a vegetable. What? What is the botanical definition that, like, a cucumber doesn't grow their seeds on the outside? That doesn't define a fruit or vegetable. What am I thinking? It isn't a fruit, it's a vegetable. How do you... Yep, and therefore a cucumber is a fruit. Oh, we're going to start the this is a sandwich debate. And, but just for fruits. I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of heat yet. Okay, hold on. The strawberry is actually the base of the flowering bit of the plant rather than the fruit that grows out of it, hence why there's a bunch of seeds that grow on the outside of it. Um, so the berry grows out of the flower? Mm. Or am I misunderstanding? It's like I'm picking and choosing which seeds to keep. The berry would grow out of the genitalia inside of a flower, is however the base of the flower growing into a delicious edible bulb. It's kind of a lateral move on the strawberry's part that kind of gets it to the same effect the other fruit's going for. And oh, that's cool. Your dad's a farmer? Come on. Go away. Go away. Go away. Thank you. Okay. It's something closer. Also, you can see all my brushes now. All my brand new brushes from Craft Reaper. Can't remember the last time I had a pear. Oh man, I love some pears. They're really good if you can get them in the right season. Now we can actually paint this thing. Are we happy enough with the strawberry seeds? I know they're not lore accurate, okay? Are they acceptable? I'm staring at this just to be like, is it acceptable enough to continue? Because how I paint this strawberry is going to be how I paint shadows around it, around the current placement of these seeds. Oh, hi, Zergling. You know someone that has a tree? Yum. Must be nice to have that much direct access. Do y'all make jams? Anything like that? Let me get something more sweepy, textury. Big grunge, here, airbrush. What do these do? Mm-hmm. What is this one? Oh, this one was from Deep Paint. And it doesn't want to work? Nope. Not right now, at least. Let's try something else. Knife. Oil, hard round, oil flats. Mixer, filler. What is this like? I think we're going to have to turn the layer on and be on the right layer to see this. Ooh, now that's neat. Okay. Okay. While that is, can I just vertex paint these? Like, do I need to? Well, I mean, they're part of a painting. They should be painted. Oh, fine. Which means being unwrapped, I guess. Fine. Oh, because I'm still texture painting. There. Okay. Norway. Apple compote. Ooh. Which, for being real, is just chunky applesauce. Well, there's a lot of talk of jam and compote and cider going on. Thank you for the follow, I'm a Zergling. $10. $10 for cider? Get you some apples that are about to go bad. Make your own cider. Makes your house smell amazing. Which this time of year, stewing a few apples with a stick of cinnamon and a bunch of sugar. Sounds good. What am I doing here? I am going into object mode and going to see if I need to unwrap this. And I do. Let's just mark this seam and these two little top bits here as a seam as well. Unwrap conformal. Ta-da! Whoa! With the proportional editing off. Okay, I'm just going to try to put all of these on the same guy. The only reason you know about Blender is because Warhammer tricked you into doing it. Oh, yeah, I think I've seen the animation you're talking about. Or animated series. Like, it was shorts. Not YouTube shorts, but it was like a 5 or 6 episode or 5 or 6 minute episodes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That stuff was incredible. I don't know too terribly much about Warhammer, but I saw those and I was pretty blown away. They're making more? Good for them. Yeah, congrats. I hope it turns out. Well, I gotta change my playlist. I'll just put on some Radio Cut Man. I'm too distracted right now to focus on music. Mark seam. Unwrap conformal. Scale these guys down. What? No, they shouldn't be connected. Yeah, there's a split seam running across the whole thing. What? Okay. Okay, so we got the two faces. How are they still connected? with island mode on. They shouldn't be. You know what? Whatever. I'm not going to let every single little thing stop me today. I'm going to get through this strawberry because I've got more stream ideas and I want to start making them happen, okay? The only reason I know anything about Blender is I once spent way too long without realizing the tutorial I was watching was never going to result in a smoothie. Oh no. Hardy har har. I get it. Yeah, I've seen Love, Death, and Robots. There wasn't like as many strong impressions in the last season that I watched. I don't know if there's a newer one than the one with the lady dancing in the lake with all the jewelry. Circling just says, let's 3D print smoothies. I'm kind of on board with that. I want to get into 3D printing. Let's do it. You wouldn't download a smoothie. See, in this one, they are definitely two separate islands. I don't care. I'm not being stopped by this. I am not. Now, there's a way to make all of these share the same UV. I don't remember what it is. Okay. Mm-hmm. That ain't it. No. I feel like I'll figure it out later. When it totally doesn't matter. I think I just like assign them all the same material anyway. That's what it is. I think that's how I do it. I think that's how we're gonna do it. Okay. In object mode, I'm gonna give one of them the Ucupaint setup and add an image texture that we're going to call seeds. Wait, seed paint. Ta-da! Now, grab you and assign you the oh. Oh, I don't know. Is it you? Aha. Okay. Seed 1, seed 3, and seed 2. Now, I should be able to paint across all of them, I think. The first episode was a Red Hot Chili Peppers music video. Huh. Maybe I haven't seen the new season then, because I don't remember it. Before I do that, let me give it a solid color of something very seedy. Here. Ta-da! And I'll move this up in the stack. Let's see if I'm right on the money with that. It still looks like sesame seeds, but you know what? Fine. What if I made them a little bit smaller? What if, what if, what if? That'd be a little bit more strawberry seed-like. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. BK do crimes. Yes, one day we will be able to download a smoothie. And then you won't have to worry about. I mean, if we can download a smoothie, you can download an apple cider. Right? And then you won't have to pay $10 for apple cider. Flawless logic. You're welcome. You're welcome. How about a car? No, the commercial said you wouldn't download a car, remember? I don't wanna do this. Speed paint on. Texture painting. Oh, no. Smaller. Something smaller. And a bit smoother. What does this do? What does this button do? That's not too bad. Oh, I should not be this zoomed in with this. This is not even going to show up that much. Okay. Can I not just jump between objects? Do I have to like doot, 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 and then do it? Fine, fine. Can I erase with the same brush? Or is it only additive? Like if I... No, it's not gonna be... Oh, Aha! Okay. Is this the side that actually faces forward? Yes. Okay. There, I was way too zoomed out to make it count. Okay. Texture paint and just going around the sides. You know what? I think the side rings here, they don't need to be anything but a solid color. I believe that I can just grab all of these, mask, paint bucket, bam. Now let's test it out. Are any of these the right? Yeah, see? Okay, okay. Let's go darker though. Object. Grab these. Texture, mask, bucket, bam. Object, grab, edit, select, texture, mask, bucket, bam. Don't forget to save. There's a way to set a gradient, and I just don't remember what it was. I'm thinking. I don't think that was it. Hold on. No, 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 no. I don't really remember. I'm not going to worry about it for now. We're so close to being done with the seeds part of this whole thing. Let's just paint a little sparkle on them and be done with it. Not that much. Goodness. There. Grab that color again, turn the mask off. One more. Ta-da! Okay, now let's paint a strawberry. So help me. I'm gonna have to get rid of all of this and start over, I know. I know. Into the texture paint, and let's get into it. I don't know if that's the kind of brush I want. Not that it's bad. It's just too bristly. I want something a bit different. It can kind of inspire a wet look. Maybe this? Let's just try it. Gosh, these new brushes are fun. I can tell I'm going to enjoy them. I'm really happy about that. It's already just really satisfying to feel this painterly in Blender and not have to agonize over making my own brushes. Okay, let's fill these in around the edges. Don't want too much of that undercoat to pop through. That should cover all the edges. Nope, not the sun. Really? That doesn't want to... Okay. I've got to understand what the point of this add-on is if it is not this accessible that I can just touch the color and go. Because if you're giving me extra steps, then I might as well just do it myself. Thank you. Kind of neat. Too streaky though for what I want. About a thicker oil brush. It's kind of neat, I suppose. What are these texture brushes? No. Not that one either. No. I think I might run a pass of that just to smooth out some of the roughness here. All right, just evening that a little bit. I'm really falling for these brushes. That is satisfying. Seems a bit fuzzy. Too streaky. I don't want to show my brush strokes. Not that. This seems closer to what I want. Thank you, Zergling. Sorry, I got completely absorbed. Once I could finally start laying into the brush. Realized it was looking a little too orange, so I'm just trying to correct some of that. What? What? I swear we got every seed weight painted out. What happened? Get out of there. Okay. I'm realizing that the seeds are not going to be affected by the light, which I am just about willing to consider an acceptable loss. Unless I want to, like, can you apply? I feel like you can. Would that, they would still all share the same texture space. Ugh, yep, acceptable loss. Those seeds on that side of the strawberry are just going to have to be very bright. And maybe we'll just do a little 3/4 turn so they look at it like this. And now it's too fuzzy. I need it to not be so fuzzy for this part. It needs to be shinier. Let's go with shinier. Hiya, Jojo. Thank you. I think this is the last day I'm going to give it, so you're looking at the 90% completed thing. I'm just going to paint the shine on it, and then the seed beds, and then I'm never going to touch it again. That is a lie. I know that, but we're just... That's just what we're going to tell ourselves for now. Where was that more wet feeling brush? I think it was you. Too rough. Bristle. What is this? Is that better? Nope. No, 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 no. Hard and soft edge. What is that like? That's not too bad. It's a little wet feeling. Ooh, it layers funny though. I guess it's not too bad. Cloudy. We don't want cloudy. These were too stylistic. Let's just try it a little bit more. And maybe I can work it back out. Knowing me, I'm going to work on it if I randomly mention strawberries to you. Probably. Probably. But yeah, I hope work is going well. Thanks for stopping by. Ooh, that's the seed beds of one part done. Wait, nope, I missed two. I think I need a sippy break for that. Okay. Only two parts to go. And they should have less seeds on them, so almost there. Ooh, that's a lot of seed beds. I think we got through most of what's going to show in the render though. With the strawberry painting itself looking more high fidelity, maybe I can just add a little bit of geometry to these leaves. Just to smooth out some of the sharper edges. How's that? That's a little better. One more. Pull that up a little more. Okay, now I can paint into that a little better. Fine, I'll turn the berry off. Clean up these edges. So fussy. I know what I can do to this. I really feel like we are nearing the finish mark. Is there a way to paint just a little bit away from the model, like offset? Ooh. Okay. I think we did everything we set out to do within the 2 hours. I think it's there. Or at least, like, of course, there's plenty of things that we could polish upon infinitely, but for what I set out to do, which was to understand this better, I think we got there. And off camera, I might tune up just a couple of things before the final render, but yeah. I'm happy with it. So yeah, I hope you all are too, and thanks for hanging out. And I think I will be streaming again. Yes, I'll be streaming again tomorrow. And I hope to see you all there. Maybe we can start something fresh. maybe another character model or something of that nature where we can practice better UV unwrapping. And yeah, we'll just see what we do. Maybe we'll just sketch, I don't know. If I can't think of any kind of character to make, we'll sketch up one and then we'll do it, actually model it on another stream. But until then, I hope you'll have an excellent rest of your day, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.